Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. Normally on this channel, we sit down, we fangirl hard over those amazing skincare brands, we talk about some of the amazing ingredients we could include in our own skincare routine, and we just generally nerd about all that is good with skincare. However, since you guys alerted me to it, there's been something that's been on my mind for the past couple of months, and I kind of just, having reflected on it, I want to share my thoughts and feelings and how I think we can all make some changes in terms of our approach to kind of deliver a better outcome in everyone's skincare journey. This comes off the back of a phenomenon known as skincare shaming. Now, that sounds super dramatic when you say it like that outright, but at its basis, what this is a phenomenon where people are watching content here on YouTube, over on Instagram, Reddit, they're reading comments and having their own comments responded to, and the way that it's interpreted is making people feel less than as a result of their own skincare routine. I think there's a whole host of reasons why this might be the case, but often we present things in a black and white way. You know, something is either good or it's bad. Something is always beneficial for your skin or detrimental to your skin. And of course, people that are using something which isn't classed in the good category, they'll look at themselves and feel that because they're using that product, maybe that's all they can afford, or maybe that's just what they happen to use at the time, that they're the reason their skin isn't where they want it to be. This can damage people's self-confidence, it can damage people's sense of self-worth, and kind of results in people pointing the finger of blame at themselves rather than looking at the wider picture. I'm going to be sharing in this video some examples to kind of explain it in a little bit more detail, and also calling out what I think I can certainly do on this channel to kind of reassess how things are presented, what we can do in the wider skincare community, but more important, what we can all do as individuals to kind of get away from this phenomenon and bring back the positivity. I want everyone's skincare routine to be uplifting, be part of their self-care routine, and make everyone feel absolutely amazing about themselves and about their skin. And I think I am devastated that the way that things can be presented is having the opposite impact. So let's sit down, relax, and talk a little bit more about skincare shaming. This video isn't going to be the tea. It's not got the drama. We're not calling anyone out as being worse at, creating this than other people and all of that, because I think at the basis we all have a part to play in this, and we should all be kind of reflecting on the way things are presented. And so no one's going to get called out, and it's not about that. It's about kind of making positive change to improve people's own ideas of self-worth and how they interact with their own routine. As I said, it's all coming down to that almost like right and wrong approach. This really, at its basis, is totally wrong, because everyone's skin is unique, and what works for one person won't necessarily work for another person. I'm going to share a couple of examples and the kind of outcomes that this can lead to. Number one has to be face wipes. So this is like the ongoing running joke when it comes to the skincare community. Face wipes, cleansing wipes, makeup removing wipes are always like, when we talk about them, it's always going with that, ooh, face, because they're like, if you hear people talk, it's like the devil. They destroy your skin, they don't do an effective cleanse. Now, they're not the most effective cleanser out there. I'm not going to pretend and lie to people and say that they are. However, the idea that they absolutely destroy your skin, if they're used correctly, they are not the worst thing in the world for your skin. And there are some examples where I can think that people might actually gravitate towards them because it's the best option for them. I'm thinking, a nurse finishing an 18-hour shift in a hospital that literally just wants to get head on pillow and wants to remove a little bit of makeup before they do it, the makeup wipe might actually be the best option in that moment. Similarly, a single father, a single mother that's rushing to get the kids to school, has a whole host of dinners to pack and sort out. Really, is it that bad if they choose to reach for a makeup wipe as the best option for them? Absolutely not, because let's be honest, doing a cleanse, even if it's not the most effective cleanse going, is better than not doing that. And so I think, again, sometimes we do always say is it right or wrong, and it's definitely wrong to use makeup wipes if you listen to how these things are presented, when actually there are examples of when this could be the best option for people. And so people that do reach for them because of their situation or because this is what they, it feels right for them, then feel shamed and demonized because they use something that isn't, is frowned upon and almost like just isn't approved by the wider community. The same thing goes when it comes to SPF. How many times have you heard people call out that if you're not using an SPF 50, why bother? This is like the worst advice in the world. It's also not actually true, because most dermatologists that you read, I'm not a dermatologist, so I seek for the dermatologist advice. These are the professionals that know exactly what they're doing. They have the training to back this up. Say that an SPF, a broad spectrum SPF of SPF 30 or above applied properly is enough in most situations. You have to match your own SPF to your environment, to your underlying health conditions, to your skin tone. All of that matters. And so the idea that people who aren't using an SPF are somehow destroying their skin or not doing the right thing, again, perpetuates that myth that if you fall into that category for whatever reason, that you're the reason your skin might not be where it needs to be. This is actually total rot, and I think we should again be a bit more generous to understand there might be situations where people do opt for an SPF 30 over a 50. To be honest, if you're shopping at the drugstore, SPF 30 drugstore sunscreens tend to be a lot nicer to apply and less thick than the SPF 50. They feel better on the skin, which is often why people gravitate towards them. And, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And this is just another example of where people who, choose and opt for an SPF 30 might be looking and thinking, almost like shameful of their own approach and how they look at, their skincare routine. There's so many other examples that we could go through, but I don't think it just sits with the influencer that necessarily, says, oh, makeup wipes are bad, or, SPF 50 is the way forward. It actually feeds down, it trickles down, and what happens is then people run with that narrative, and then they start calling out other people that might post their own routines, or might share comments below some of my videos, and people jump in and say, if it's not SPF 50, it doesn't count. We then run with that information and feel like we own that information, then we can call other people out. And you know what? This kind of calling people out on their own routine and their own skincare choices is what I think is damaging people's own enjoyment of their skincare routine, zapping the fun out of it. Let's be honest, skincare should be fun. It should be part of an uplifting, enjoyable self-care routine, and it should be fun. I think there's another couple of problems with how this kind of gets taken and then run with. First of all, it seems to fixate on certain groups, which I think may be a little bit problematic. So look, I don't think anyone is immune for this. When we talk about, some of the things we call out certain celebrities that might use certain things in skincare routines, you might call out certain individuals, it's usually directed at women. And then you always hear, when people say, oh, we've all got that man in our life that won't even use a cleanser. They're not interested in skincare or won't even use a cleanser. We all laugh, haha, typical men. And then we focus down on the woman that chooses a makeup wipe and, associate it with a grimacing face and saying, well, that's bad. And I kind of, again, think that's problematic because when you focus on a certain group, it kind of demonizes that group at the expense of the other group. It's like, that's fine. We all know that person that doesn't use a cleanser and it's all good. Whereas actually, we should be saying, do you know what? If you're doing a skincare routine and it's working for you, you do you. Live your best life and actually, enjoy the products that you're using. Now, the last thing I want in life is for people to feel less than or feel that their skincare routine is leading to them feeling anxious or, destroying their confidence, their sense of self-worth. This is like the opposite. So there's lots of things I think we can do as a community to kind of change this. And this is what this video is ultimately about. So I said I wasn't calling anyone out, and I absolutely not, but I can absolutely read myself. I did a review of some of the videos I've done in the past. And I thought, do you know what? The way things are presented can have unintended consequences. And so definitely I'm going to be more mindful going forward around how things are presented. There is no right and wrong in skincare. I always encourage people to use what works for them. In fact, a really great example, we always have a laugh. I really don't like CeraVe. I don't like the brand. I don't like the products. None of them worked for me. But so many of you guys in the comments said, you know what? CeraVe works for me. The product works. I keep on using it. And I'm always reply with, if the product works and it fits your budget and your skin type and it works for you, keep on using it. You know what your skin reacts best to, and keep on using it. There is no shame in using a product that I don't personally like. There's no shame in using a brand that I personally don't like. However, I think when, looking back at some videos and how I would now present them going forward is to be in a little bit more of a understanding narrative. Just because I don't like something, I always say in the videos, if you do like it, leave me a comment and share your thoughts and feelings. But I think we can go a bit further than that and actually say, you know what? If I don't like a product, that's fine, but it might work for this person, this person, this person, and kind of open up that dialogue so that people don't feel that they are, that they're not participating in an effective skincare routine because they're not using this exact nailed on product. Beyond just what I can do, I think as a community, which I'm also part of, we can all do a little bit more. I'm going to phase out. I never really did them that often, to be honest. Skincare reaction videos. I did a few at the start. I could have probably got a whole host of extra views if I'd have done more of them because, it's a really popular content thing and I know a lot of people do enjoy watching them. I'm not going to be doing them going forward, even though I didn't do that many in the past because, again, I think it focuses, and I've called this out before, I think it focuses on the individual rather than on the overall products. And also, with those products that we call out, it also, by association, kind of demonizes the people that use those products and enjoy them and want to keep using them. So this isn't something we'll see on the channel, but by no means it's reading anyone that continues to do them. That's just my personal stance and just my personal choice on this. Also, I just encourage everybody, I think we all have a part to play in this. I don't think it's our role to call people out. I don't think it's our role to offer advice where it's not solicited. You know, in comments, if people leave comments saying, I really love this product, then you can absolutely share your own thoughts and feelings on that product. But I just think when we call it out, say, you shouldn't like that product because it's this, it contains fragrance, or it does this, I don't think it's constructive, and I don't think it actually is necessarily taken in the way that it's intended. So I think certainly when I'm replying to comments, I'll be very mindful of the way that, you know, the information is given. But anyway, that's my thought for the day. I can get off my soapbox now. I share my thoughts, and the reason I wanted to sit down and film this video isn't, like I said, to call anyone out or to be anything, because I think we all have an equal part to play in this. But I want the skincare community, if you look over on our Facebook group, which is Mad About Skincare, I'll leave a link to it below if you haven't. I just, every day I'm touched by what a positive environment is. People sharing their no makeup faces, doing their skincare routines, loving every minute of it. And the comments are always empowering and, you know, just helping people on their own journey, which I absolutely love. And I want every aspect of the skincare community to just be the same. I want everybody to feel that skincare is an uplifting experience that is delivering for their skin, but also for their sense of self-worth and their overall enjoyment of life and their morning routines. And so I think I'll certainly be reflecting on some of the things that can change the way that things are presented going forward. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings, so leave them in the comment below. Is this something that's impacted you? I mean, be honest. You don't need to share if it's something that you don't feel comfortable with, but share. Is this something that's, you know, been affected you in any way? Share your thoughts and feelings below. And wherever you are in the world, guys, I hope you're staying safe and well. I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.